Hello, and welcome to our webinar on blended learning, where we will talk about ways in which you can maximize the educational experience of your students with a 21st century classroom. We're so glad that you were able to take time out of your day to watch. My name is Tom Sheffer, and I am the Business Development Manager at DP Solutions. I'll be your host as we get this thing started. DP Solutions is a leading technology solutions provider headquartered in the Baltimore and Washington, D.C. metro area. We specialize in providing managed network services for organizations that are looking to implement today's latest and greatest technology solutions. We also offer consulting services for local organizations and pride ourselves on being a local thought leader for the educational and nonprofit communities. We are also a newly registered E-Rate service provider. My contact information can be found on this slide and will also be available at the end of the presentation. I am always available by phone or email if you ever want to chat. I can be reached by calling 1-800-679-4377, extension 118, or via email at tsheffer@dpsolutions.com. Now let's begin our discussion on blended learning. So what is blended learning? Blended learning is an instructional practice that combines traditional teaching methods with technology. Blended learning uses many different forms of technology. One example is the use of hardware devices, including mobile devices. This would include PCs in a computer lab, smart boards, laptops, and may also include devices like tablets, iPads, and smartphones, which are becoming more and more common in educational environments. I'm sure that you have used a hardware device as a learning tool in your school or classroom at some point throughout your career. Hosted software applications are also commonly used in a blended learning platform. This would include educational gaming software, online grading and attendance software, and other online programs, tools, and resources that can be accessed via the web for learning or educational purposes. Internet and social media websites can also be used as a component of blended learning. These websites can act as an open educational forum for collaborative, ongoing discussions in which students can share their ideas, thoughts, and resources in real time. This is a great way for students to actively participate even when they are not in the same room or building. Distance learning is an integral part of blended learning. This enables schools that are in separate geographical locations to share classrooms and resources with a shared internet connection. For example, if one school offers a Japanese language class and another does not, the students who attend the school that does not offer Japanese can still attend the class through an active audio and video feed. Think of it like a more robust version of Skype. This type of technology also allows students to attend class from wherever they are, provided an internet connection is available, even if they can't make it to school. Blended learning is completely customizable and is constantly changing and evolving. There are many different forms, methods, and approaches when it comes to implementing a successful blended learning environment. As a result, we'd like to take you through some of the most important benefits and challenges. What are the benefits of blended learning? Blended learning creates a diverse and meaningful learning experience for students. Research has shown that using technology combined with traditional methods of face-to-face instruction can improve critical thinking skills, research skills, and computer skills. It is interactive, relevant, and exciting. Using real-world technology helps students to experience a more collaborative, current, and overall enjoyable education. At the same time, blended learning can also result in an independent learning experience. For example, online learning can allow students to tackle their tasks at their own pace while having access to multiple online tools and resources that help them complete their work to the best of their abilities. Blended learning allows educators to employ differentiated instruction, which is the ability to custom design lesson plans with hybrid learning environments that combine the use of technology and face-to-face interaction. In the end, this enables teachers to develop learning environments that best fit their students' needs. Again, students can then move at their own pace for greater success. A digital environment also allows for greater availability and versatility. Increased access to information like syllabi, class projects, and homework assignments is made possible because it can be hosted online and accessed by multiple devices from anywhere. Availability and versatility also means increased productivity and student-teacher satisfaction. Lastly, blended learning creates learning opportunities across grade levels and subjects. Information can now be shared amongst many different individuals located in various geographical locations. With these major benefits also come some major concerns and challenges that must be considered. We will walk through all of the challenges and concerns in detail, but first, let's go through the major points of discussion. To build an effective blended learning environment, it is important to use the technology tools that are available effectively and appropriately. The right technology tools must be selected and implemented correctly. Additionally, moving away from face-to-face instruction in some instances will require you to provide clear instruction, direction, and to set realistic expectations. Managing the technology present in the school or classroom can also be a significant challenge. Not only does technology have to be used and implemented correctly, but it must be continuously managed and supported. Troubleshooting hardware and software issues will be common, and ongoing maintenance is inevitable. Let's face it, something will come up and an appropriate plan for resolution will need to be in place. Hardware must be managed correctly. This includes physical damage, theft, and loss. Availability, connectivity, and uptime are also significant concerns. Will the technologies you employ be available when you need them to be? Do you have a backup plan in the event of a failure or outage? Perhaps the most important challenge and concern associated with blended learning is student and school safety. This includes security concerns like viruses, spyware, and malware, in addition to inappropriate websites and inappropriate use of technology devices. It is incredibly important to put measures and policies in place to ensure that the blended learning environment is effective, fun, and safe. Let's talk about the best ways to use technology in education effectively. First, it is imperative to implement the right technology for the task at hand. What tools are available? What tools will be adequate for the subject matter, the lesson, or the project? Test the technology you want to use beforehand so that you know it will work effectively. For example, individual laptops for students could be a wonderful idea, but if they need to access the internet for information and resources, then there will need to be an adequate wireless internet environment available. The same goes for any mobile hardware device. It may also be beneficial to research the best practices in the educational community and to discuss your ideas or findings amongst your peers for their recommendations, advice, and experience. Now that various technologies will be introduced into the learning environment, it is very important to provide clear instructions and to set realistic expectations for students. Don't rely too heavily on using technology as a replacement for face-to-face interaction and lecturing. It is very important to balance face-to-face sessions with blended learning strategies. This helps everyone stay on track and results in a more robust educational experience. They really should complement each other. Encouraging students to work collaboratively in learning environments also helps bring ideas to the table. It reinforces good teamwork and helps students develop social skills that are paramount in the real world. Technology makes it easy to share ideas among other members in the community and also brings a world of resources and information to our fingertips. Providing clear instruction and setting realistic expectations will require you to keep all information available and accessible. Be sure that students not only have access to the technologies used in your blended learning program, but that they have access to class information when needed. This can easily be accomplished by creating a class website or by posting class information and resources somewhere online. Bringing technology into the classroom can create a whole new world of responsibility for educators. How can you ensure that the technologies you've selected will be a good fit? Again, it is important to use technology correctly so that it will be an effective learning tool. In addition to taking advantage of ongoing training courses and preparation programs that may be offered by your school or community, the best way to become an expert is to simply practice by using the technology tools that are available. For example, if there is a technology center or computer lab nearby, take advantage of available resources to test your lesson plans. Another easy way to determine which technology tools are best is to coordinate with friends and colleagues within the educational community to obtain their ideas and recommendations. Use social media or online forums to research and collaborate with your peers on what tech strategies do and do not work. For your reference, we will have some links and resources towards the end of the presentation that can help you with your research and point you in the right direction. In addition to utilizing technology correctly, the day-to-day management of technology can prove to be a very heavy task. Primarily, it is important to determine who within your organization is responsible for managing technology. Are you responsible for the technology you use? Or do you have a technology specialist, an internal IT department, or outsourced IT provider who administers it? Some educators pull their hair out just trying to determine who is in charge. It is crucial to establish who will be responsible for what before introducing technology into your learning environment. In addition to the initial implementation, this also includes planning for instances in which you experience technical failures or difficulties. What is the process when something fails? Do you have a backup plan if the technology used for the lesson is no longer available or functioning properly? If hardware is stolen or damaged, who will be held responsible? It may depend on who actually owns the hardware and how the hardware was damaged. For example, student-owned laptops would probably be the responsibility of the student. But what if the school provides the hardware instead? There should be a process in place to repair or replace damaged or broken hardware. This may also require an inventory management process for hardware devices. What if a device is lost? Is the data that resides on the device confidential? Does it include personal or organizational information that is private? These concerns can all be addressed and managed by an internal IT department or by an outsourced IT provider. It is important to identify the hardware maintenance and management procedures that will help ensure your systems work when you need them to. Because, as we all know, equipment gets lost, damaged, and stolen every day. In addition to these components, some areas of concern for educators working with technology include adequate internet connections and bandwidth speeds, including failover or backup internet connections, and network uptime requirements. Your network should be managed proactively, not just reactively when an issue comes up. Some ways to ensure that your technology systems will work consistently and optimally are using technology proactive network management and maintenance software tools which provide security updates, spam, and virus protection, and keeping an adequate inventory and spare devices on hand if existing units should break or fail. Implementing a second internet connection to act as a failover will help ensure that you are able to stay online and access information or data when needed. A relatively new concept called mobile device management will allow for security protocols to be set on mobile devices and provides the ability to remotely lock equipment and delete data in the event that a device is lost or stolen. It is truly amazing what security software agents are able to do today. One of the biggest concerns with blended learning environments is student, school, and safety. School safety deals with the overall health of the network and the protection of student or teacher data. A sound security plan will need to be in place in order to protect from things like viruses, spyware, and malware. Intrusion prevention, antivirus, and anti-spyware services can help protect the network and your information. These software services are typically provided through a router or firewall device or through software agents that are installed on end-user devices by a managed services provider. You may need to weigh the cost